Hey there, once again. We purchased this deck, the Sacred Indian Tarot deck, and I just got this book along with the deck of cards. Was wanting to go ahead and talk about cards basically, not for a reading, it's just for understanding. Because when I was searching for this deck online, I was able to find it on Amazon. But the point is, when I go to the internet, I don't see stuffs or information which talks about the knowledge depicted on these cards. And I was disappointed, I would say. So I was very curious to do my knowledge sharing along with you. So if you happen to purchase this deck, you can just go through my videos that might help you out. All right, so let me go and pick a card because unless we go and get started, we won't get into that zone of understanding what we are trying to do. So this is the card. This is called the Hermit. Hermit is sage, a rishi in India. You can see the image. Now let's talk about first. Let's find out the information that is available in the manual, and then we'll reflect upon it. All right, so this is card number 9 as far as I remember. Yep. All right, let me read through it for you guys. Interpretation first. The Hermit is a spiritual and a reassuring card, for he symbolizes withdrawal into one's own center point, where the directions of the still inner voice may be clearly heard. In a reading, the Hermit often suggests a need for time alone, a period of reflection when distractions are limited. The hermit stands for the still center that must be created for balance and harmony. In a reading, the hermit can represent a quest for deep understanding or the truth of a situation. When it's reversed, when you get this card reversed, it can indicate a need to withdraw, to take stock and review your life. It can also indicate a preoccupation with details, a need to finding a teacher or a guide, or being able to be a guide to yourself. In Hinduism, a rishi is a sage or a seer who heard the hymns of the Vedas from the Supreme Being, the Brahman, while he was in deep meditation. A rishi can be regarded as a combination of a patriarch, a priest, a preceptor, an author of Vedic hymns, a sage, a saint, and an ascetic. The rishi stands alone on the silent, white mountain atop, and the divine light illuminates the path of ascent. Now, in ancient India, rishis were enlightened beings who turned inwards for self realization and discovered the mysteries of life. So, you can see the image itself is the depiction of how composed that person is. In Vedic age, rishis lived in forests or mountain retreats alone or with disciples. They used to live in ashrams. Rishis were great souls because they are the preceptors of the sacred hymns of Vedas. They can hear the Vedas when they are in meditation. Seven particular rishis were called the Sapta rishis, mentioned in the Rig Veda, are said to be the original ones and who still guide mankind from the inner world. Can you imagine that? So it goes to show that the spirit of evolution does not end anywhere, it does not go anywhere. What I mean is, when you look at a deck of cards, when you look at a particular card, what emotion sways in your mind? What are you thinking? What were you supposed to be thinking? Everything is on a standstill. Like, for example, this hermit. When you look at this card, not for your personal interest, but for the sake of understanding the meaning of this card, be the hermit for a moment. You would realize what exactly is the importance. It is not just a sacrifice. Sacrifice is a very small word for a rishi. A rishi is a person who is a composer of a great lyrical, not a lyrical, I would say, it's a melody between the inner universe and the outer universe. They are not too much focused on the decisions, they are solution oriented, ones who are in deep meditation for hours. Now, there's a term called anhatnad, the sound of the unstruck sound, which is what it is, anhat. Anahat means the unstruck sound, but yet it is a sound. It's a sound of the heart. So rishis were very highly perceptive beings because they are believed to be the ones who have heard the sounds of the Vedas. They had rules and disciplines which depicts a pure ascetic life. They used to live in ashrams with a stringent uh, order, making sure that everything is as per harmony and control. Now, control may not be the correct word because Rishi has crossed that limit and boundary of control because they understand a more better fitting word to say I'll be going for harmony or balance. Balance is a very important word in our lives. Say, for example, if I am looking at this card as a person who is not sure about life, so this card immediately strikes as something which is what I have to achieve. So when you're looking at a deck of cards, you need to be open minded as a listener, you need to be open minded as a speaker. Let the spirit do the talking. So understand the simple fact that you are not changing anything. You're just moving to know what is the right thing. Now, you might come up with the idea that that's equivalent to changing. Now, that's not the whole point. The connection with the divine is the one attempt that is to be made. And when you look at this card, you don't need to sense this to be, you might want to sense this to be you in a given reading, or you might want to sense this to be your lover or a person, even your boss, or even anybody in your family, based upon what's going on in your mind. Because there are two worlds, mind you. One world is the world in your head, and the other world, the world which is revealing itself to you. So, how you are perceiving the importance and meaning of a card is purely dependent upon your idea of perceiving your own set of reality. Coming back to the symbolic meaning, it shows complete composure, balance, harmony, achieving. It's already, in fact, he has already achieved. That is why he's a rishi. So, understand the simple fact that we all have rishis in ourselves. We all are highly evolved human beings. Now, what is the change that is intended? Sorry, the removal of the past karmas, anything which is negative karmas, so that you can create more harmony and balance. So, this Rishi is not just a reminder of what you are, this Rishi is a reminder of what you need to be. If you have not found your way, you need to be a Rishi. You need to harmonize and balance your life, balance your inner world with the outer world, balance your inner mind with the universal mind, balance your spirit with the universal spirit, balance your life with the life of the others, and being able to connect in harmony. So, when you become the Rishi, you have either found yourself again. In fact, you lost your way in the middle. Now you found yourself again because you have recreated the world of Rishi within you. Or you already are a Rishi. Or the person whom you're thinking about at the moment when you're listening, that person is in the hermit mode. It's basically a call. It's an important call. The inner world needs to be attended. So that is mostly about it. Apart from this, I'll be glad if you could pitch in with more inputs from your end. But I guess that's mostly the history or the backdrop of this beautiful card. And yeah, we will definitely come back with another one very soon.